Today, let's build an adventure. So, I make a lot of one-shots, and I do a lot of development on the fly, using basic concepts to start and filling out key elements, and then infilling things as I go, based on what the characters do. And that works very, very well when you're dealing with campaigns, because you know the characters and you know the players. And since you know the characters and the players, then you can create scenarios that they will enjoy and find interesting. And those are the two key elements of building any adventure in D&D or any role-playing game. It's making something that the players enjoy and find interesting. Your goal as DM, I'm sure I don't need to tell you, but just in case, is not to be opposition to the players. Your goal is to create an environment for the players to play in, and to play in with some sort of gusto, some wonder. If you can give them a unique experience, then you will have done your job. If you can give them an enjoyable experience, you'll have done your job. In a lot of cases, players don't come back for a variety of reasons, a lot of which are life-related. Make sure that the reasons your players don't come back are life-related and not the way that you made an adventure and expressed it and performed it and integrated them into it. So, let's start with making the adventure. First thing first is you need to know your characters that are coming in. With any story, characters, protagonists, and antagonists are the key elements of the story. All stories, all good stories, build from those things. Again, if you're running a campaign, this is easy for you, or at least easier, because you have some familiarity with them. If you don't, and you want to build it up, don't feel bad about using a one-shot or a pre-written campaign that already exists to introduce yourself and your style to them, and you can get feedback that way. But we are making a new adventure, so we can look at the characters that exist and try to go with them. Now, you'll never know necessarily what sort of characters people are going to bring. They could have a bad day or a very good day and come up with an extremely different interpretation of their character. That's where your job as a DM is to adapt. But we can't plan for that, so we won't, okay? What we can do is we can make a framework for the players so that they enjoy what's happening and they're interested in what's happening. Now, since I'm going to be making a one-shot today, and for the next few days, we need to understand that the characters that are coming to us will be completely new to me. So, in that case, what we can do is we can work with pre-generated characters or based on your personal experience. It's always a good practice if you are running a one-shot at a convention or somewhere else to bring pre-generated characters, because some people will bring their own characters they've been playing with for a long time. Other people will have been playing a long time and want to play new characters, your pre-gens, and other people will have not played ever or played a few times, and your pre-gens will stand out. So build some pre-generated characters, and we'll go into that later, that you can understand and therefore build an adventure to. Next step, once we establish characters, because again, when writing anything, characters are the most important thing for the next few sessions. But a neat plot is a great thing, but it is hardly the only thing. A neat plot only works if you are vested in the character. Let's look at, say, North by Northwest by Hitchcock, or any Hitchcock movie, but let's look at North by Northwest. Without the characters in North by Northwest, the everyman ad man, although he's hardly an everyman because he looks like Cary Grant, he's very fit, and he makes a lot of money, well enough to travel all over the place. Never mind on that. but he is functionally a placeholder for the viewer, but he has his own traits. He's sardonic, he's funny, he's active, he feels indignant, and so on. And this character is what gives us a framework to hang the rest of the plot on. The wrong man sort of plot is a common one in a lot of thrillers, especially from that era, but we remember North by Northwest because Cary Grant's character is compelling. That said, again, we don't know what the characters are going to be like at this point. I want to talk about what we're going to be doing, but let me point out some of the most important tools you can use. First off, Google, Wikipedia, and basically the whole internet. You don't have to be accurate in your storytelling, so Wikipedia works. Don't use ChatGPT because its storytelling falls apart very quickly. It's good for like a paragraph. So maybe if you want a summary, it might help you, but anything more than that, you're going to want human interference because you simply can't compete with the human brain when it comes to anything that's evaluative. Not at this point. We'll see 10 years from now. So I want to give a shout out to these guys because I keep on getting these. I never use them, but I love them. And the reason why I don't use them is because I love them. They did not give me any sponsorship or anything like this. When you work on a convention and they don't have any money to pay you, they give you things like this. I don't like using them because they're so nicely done. How wonderfully they're laid out and so on. If I had like a stack of these, I'd be using them all the time. You may want to use this. There are online tools, one which I use, but not as much as I should, is World Anvil. It does a lot of the same things online. Again, I'm not getting paid for this. I'm just saying that a lot of people like it. You might like it too. Here's what I do use. This is my book for notes when I'm on a campaign. And I almost always get a bunch of these and then don't do anything with them, but they are extremely useful. For this one, I'm going to start with a fresh notebook. When you're starting a new project, some people find it useful, actually a lot of people find it useful to start with a new notebook. I got this for like $3, $2. The key thing about this is you have to have something to write everything down in because you will forget, and if you don't write everything down, it will become a missed opportunity. We got our tool. I'm going to write down the title of this one to start. One thing also to remember, Google Docs is your friend. It is accessible everywhere on pretty much every device. So even if you don't have your machine with you, your tablet, your computer, your phone, you can log in using someone else's and pull up all the information you need. Okay? And it's trivial to do that. You just remember to log out afterwards. And you can share it if you want commentary from other people, which I always do because commentary is how we learn and how we make things better. So, speaking of which, if you like these videos, like, subscribe, and comment. I'm happy to respond to any comment. You'll find socials in the video itself.